Action. Hi, welcome back.
Welcome to December, Calendar Girls.
Calendar Girls. We're so excited to be here and excited to be on video with you because we weren't a month ago, which was a fun little moment in time.
Still kicking ourselves for that one.
It really just speaks to the insanity of the holidays, I think, and that you have to give yourself some grace in some areas, which we have been, because it's like you're kind of running with the normal stuff you do in a normal day.
There's a lot more plates in the air.
So many more. And I think we definitely felt that around that time, and you guys were very kind to just kind of listen to the audio version and roll with it, and give us that pause, but we had to come and, blow it out of the water for our December issue because...
And we're doing it with some bubbles to be festive.
Cheers.
Tess.
Ooh, yum. Yes, and we've got plenty of notes today because we've got a lot to cover that we're so excited to talk to you about. But
the things that you've asked us to touch on too that we're going to definitely do.
Because we definitely, being as this is a long form thing, we definitely want to hear from you guys and incorporate your suggestions or questions or whatever, which we're going to do. But for now, it's crazy. This is December. We're in December, and it's the end of the year.
But it feels like it. It feels like it. We have a ton of snow. It's freezing cold. We're in the middle of a polar vortex, apparently. So it's icy cold out, so the air is crisp, the ground is white.
Well, and I think for the first December in a really long time, we're
not wishing for it to feel like December. Yeah, because it really does.
We live in the Midwest. I was in New York this time last year, but the snow count has not been very high. And if you live in those areas or anywhere near, you probably feel the same way. And it's not been that way this year, which has been awesome.
Well, the best part is when it snows, it stays. Yeah. Last year we had some good snowfalls, but then the next day it would be 40 and it would be gone, and we'd be so bummed.
I know. Not that we're out there sledding these days, but the spirit of the season.
Speak for yourself.
We might.
Some of the family is.
We might. I thought about it the other day. And skating. We've got so many things in December we love to do that are just, made a little bit more special with snow. So we're really excited that that's here. But it's crazy that it's already the end of the year and the last technical Calendar Girls of the year, even though of course we'll be back here in January. But there's just a lot to reflect on in 2025. We started Calendar Girls in September, and it feels like we've been doing this for forever.
Well, because it just feels right. It's easy. It's what we're about.
Yeah, and talking to you guys month over month and detailing all of the little, nuances that make these times of year so special.
Right.
Yeah, is just kind of our bread and butter, so we're glad that we had the thought about it. But 2025 was crazy, and we're going to break down our favorites from 2025. We'll do a quick little recap now just to kind of get you up to speed. Yeah. Start of 2025, January. Kicked it off with kind of just some craziness in the top of the year. We had our usual New Year's Eve celebration, which we'll talk about. But start of 2025, I was still living in New York. Mm-hmm. I was around that time switching jobs from my previous serving job to a new hosting job in hopes to be making a little bit more money. I had just moved from Brooklyn to Manhattan, and I was kind of feeling the intensity of what living in Manhattan was between, just basic day-to-day tasks as well as the cost of living and all that, and moments all the while, and started narration, was kind of balancing all of that. You would come up for probably one of our more iconic New York visits, which you can watch that vlog. It's our first vlog we ever did. It's on YouTube, and it was so fun. But to summarize, it was classic. The top of the year was one where I think me and Mom were on the same page of, wow, we're working really hard and not feeling like we're making a lot of progress, and something's gotta give, per our favorite movie ever. And by the time we got to a little bit more into the year, close to early summer, was when Mom kind of posed the thought when I visited home
back to Cleveland.
Moving back, and I had never really considered it. And we were I was flying home pretty frequently to do partnerships.
Well, and it was important. It was becoming more and more, it's always essential since we're a duo for us to be together. But it was becoming more essential as we had more demands on us and we were doing more things.
Well, and we had to start saying no to things because, I mean, we could only afford to fly me back so many times.
Well, it was just getting, and it was a lot exhausting.
With work, and, you know, I'd, like, clock off the next morning, get on a plane, come home, immediately clock back in. So, like, there wasn't really, like, quote-unquote, like, a break. But when Mom...
And it's, you know, when you're launching anything or... When something that's a labor of love that this is, I mean, you know you're going to pay your dues. It's not all going to be easy. It's been, most of it has been so much fun. But, you know, we have learned not to force things. I think that is, like, our number one mantra as a team.
Between the two of us, yeah.
We've really learned along the way that when we do that, it usually doesn't work out well.
No, and as much as New York is still one of my favorite places in the world, if not my favorite, and I was really lamenting the idea of leaving, it had come to be this kind of love-hate relationship, and it felt like two sides of the same side of a magnet, is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Kind of clashing. Like, it just wasn't fitting. Something wasn't fitting.
But so she moved home. Let's just jump, cut to the chase.
Yeah, just jump right there. Yeah, we went to Kiowa, had the best month of our lives, as per usual. I moved home literally, like, not even a month after that, somewhere around there. And then...
It was a quick turnaround.
I mean,
we literally found her apartment while we were on our monthly getaway.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we found it, and she moved, and she's here, and so
and I think it
pages kept turning on the calendar.
Ever since I moved back, we were able to really, like, dedicate to me doing moments full time, along with audiobook narration, which, of course, you know. If you don't know, now you know. But it was like an immediate skyrocket into becoming what we wanted moments to be, coming up with our signature series, creating content at a more frequent rate.
Which we could do. We never could do this podcast if you were still in New York.
No, and we've said yes to some amazing partnerships with amazing brands.
And we've been able to because we don't have to turn the world over to do it.
Yeah, and hit 100,000 followers plus. All thanks to all of you, and that's been our year in a nutshell. And every moment's
been a great year. It's been a year of growth and discovery,
change,
and we've flexed when we needed to, and we're still growing, we're still learning. But
it was probably the craziest year we've had. I
think the next year is going to be another one full of change and adventure, and
but definitely one. At least I'm hoping. 2026 will be one of those years where we're more in the driver's seat and able to actually select how we change and grow and evolve and try new things and all the good stuff. So that, fingers crossed.
We'll let you know.
Yeah, we've got a lot on our vision boards, which we'll touch later in the episode because that's kind of how we're going to close things. But that was our year in the nutshell, and it's been a crazy, amazing year. Now
so what were your favorite things from the year?
Oh, gosh.
I love thinking
Between
about that.
Moments, products, all the things, I think we were laughing because my probably favorite moment from the beginning of the year was not losing TikTok. I was really close to, still living in New York at the time, having a full-blown conniption, because imagine your one lifeline to, like, having the life you want and actually making a consistent income and doing what you want to do is potentially not going to be there anymore. It was a real come to Jesus of me being like, we've got to do this and this and this, and yet we can't do anything. So that was probably one of my favorite moments, is the fact that we could keep doing what we are meant to do and worked so hard to grow. On top of that, little things like the Salt and Stone Bergamot and Hinoki body mist, which everyone compliments me when I wear.
Right. It was viral, and you tried it, and you loved it.
And loved it. What's one thing from yours? Well, I don't want to take up all the time. We'll ping pong.
It's okay, I'm used to it. Just kidding.
She's not.
So I think I've just discovered a love of the bar cart. I've had a bar cart, but it's been a lot of fun because we also tuned into martinis this year.
Which was not on my big
It was really fun, just accessorizing the bar cart more so. I don't know, it just feels like very New York, very Bellman's bar.
Totally feel
and
that.
It makes me really, really happy.
I mean, it just feels very romantic and classy and jazzy to, like, just make yourself a martini. Like, that was not something that was ever on our radar.
We've been wine girls.
Yeah, I would say Dirty Martinis was definitely on my list, too.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think you had mentioned these glasses specifically.
Right. This is not an ad, by the way.
We're not being paid by them, but we would love to be.
Yes, and paid for them dearly, trust me. But we discovered these at one of our favorite New York City restaurants, The Grill. Mm-hmm. And that's how they serve the champagne. We have
dreams about that meal.
In The Grill. So it's very nostalgic for us to drink champagne in these glasses. The rim is paper thin. Mm-hmm. These are our crunchy, crispy glasses.
Crunchy, crispy.
But you have to be very careful with the crunchy, crispy glasses.
They're not for guests.
It's worth it.
They're for internal use. Yes. They're for people that you can trust.
They're not for rowdy parties.
No. Yeah, Mom has lost a couple already. I don't use them that frequently because I'm so careful about them. But they're worth every sip. So that was definitely a favorite from our year.
I feel like glasses in general elevate the experience when you're drinking something lovely.
It's like choosing a nice outfit.
These are my choice for champagne any day. But yeah, and then for the season, our RL candle.
Oh yes, the holiday candle is our favorite seasonal candle, which some of you guys were asking about our candles for the season. We love the RL holiday. It is a little bit pricier, but worth, again, every light. It is so warm in scent. It's all encompassing in a room.
Well, it just smells like the Christmas of your childhood. And even if you didn't have the dream Christmas of your childhood, if you smell that candle, it's going to help you have that.
It's it's very joyful.
Oh,
and
it's
very cozy. And I think it's one of those where it definitely
it's very chestnuts roasting on an open fire kind of
et cetera. Yeah, yes. It's like what we've been, talking about in our Calendar Girls miniseries. That's kind of the candle that evokes those feelings. So, great gift for yourself. Great gift for somebody else. Can't recommend it enough. That's a good one.
And our newest obsession, also not an ad, is the Lola blanket.
Oh, yes.
So, yeah. Everyone, when, you're all at my home, there's four siblings, and, we all somehow end up on the couch in front of the TV. I have spent good money on blankets and, throws. And I have dark hardwood floors, and most of them shed like crazy, and it's just a lot of work.
Very annoying.
And they start to look pilled after a while, and I'm telling you, I've spent money on good ones thinking, well, it won't happen with this one. It does.
It always does.
So the Lola blanket is weighted, it's butter soft, comes in a bazillion colors.
And doesn't shed.
Yes.
Which is great.
I haven't washed it yet, so I'll tell you later how that works out.
Fill you in. Well, and also to note, I know a lot of the things that we are mentioning are we can have the caveat of it's a little expensive, but it's worth it. We would never mention something that was expensive for the sake of being expensive.
Never.
It's expensive because it works and it's worth the money, which I don't think a lot of things are today.
They have promotions.
Oh yeah, they've been doing a lot of deals.
There was one where it was 55% off. There's 35%,
and they're real 55% off, not 55.
Well, and the other beautiful thing about the Lola blanket is its siblings who created this company, and they named it after their mother who passed away from breast cancer, who made their lives magical. And I don't know the whole story, but they donate blankets to hospitals, and
that's of course. If
I'm happy to support that.
Yeah, we definitely want to support people who, feel like something
good people.
Good people,
giving back a little bit.
A story, yes, absolutely. So I think those are definitely the top notes of our favorites. We could go on and on about.
So let's talk holidays.
Yeah, let's talk about what we do in December and our traditions, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah. So at the top of December, which we are in right now, obviously, is the planning part.
Right. And we're very old school. So we are also traditionalists. Mm-hmm. We do the same things year after year with alterations based on what we've learned and experienced, and, just to make life easier and the traditions we love. We've learned to put those front and center because, as we all know, the holidays are crazy and they can go by in a blur if you overpopulate your calendar. So we've really honed the most important things for our family at this time of the year.
Totally. Because it's also, as your family grows, if you do things with family, friend groups, yourself, in the beginning, you may be doing things holiday-oriented that are not going to be the same, but like a tradition's a tradition. And sometimes not all traditions are worth keeping. Like when we were younger and our family was younger, we always went to go see Santa. At a point, we were like, we're just, again, forcing ourselves to go and do this just to say we like did it and checked a box, got the picture. And we were like, we can still keep the magic of holding on to traditions, but it doesn't have to be every single one under the sun, because at the end of the day, the point is to enjoy your holiday. And if you're over exerting yourself and stretching yourself so thin to check all these boxes and do all these things,
I don't think you really enjoy any of it fully if you do that.
No, you need to leave room for spontaneity during the holidays, because this is the time of the year where you can really enjoy that. Like going skating one day if you have skating in your area.
Well, it also leaves room when you don't overpopulate the calendar for those spontaneous moments.
Yeah, exactly.
It's snowing, we got a ton of snow, let's go sledding or skating, or,
God forbid, nothing.
Or let's go grab a glass of wine at our favorite cozy spot.
Cheese and absolutely. It's like whatever, leaving room for you to really ask yourself, what do I want to do?
Exactly.
What do I not want to do? But in our holiday, we definitely we started doing skating, which is fun. Me and Mom always love to do some holiday shopping together, have a glass of wine, relax, just kind of like go over people's desires and wants and needs.
Yeah, it's kind of ticking those last little boxes. That's when we do it.
Because we love being type A all the time, but it's especially fun at the end of the holidays in that 11th hour to be like, what does this person have? What does this person need? Let's put our heads together. And so we love doing that. What else do we do? We used to do wrapping. We love. That is one of our favorite moments with investing in the paper for the year. We used to bake cookies. We don't. That is not
wrapping is just, it's a moment. Mm-hmm. We put on the music.
Well, and I think it's nice
champagne
to like reflect on the gifts you bought, because I feel like it's one of those, like, it's the same idea as cooking in a way for me, or I put them in the same box of like you're appreciating what goes into the moment that will be, and it allows you to really be like, oh my God, this person's gonna love this. Here it is in real life.
And to that point, on Christmas morning, we give everybody a gift, but then we open individually, so you can actually appreciate the time that went into the wrapping and what the gift is and who the giver was, and it's not just a frenzy.
No, and I think that's really important, especially when you probably, like most households, have one or two people who are really at the helm of buying the gifts. When it's this big frenzy and it's like, I got this, I got this, I got this, which we've never done, but I can only imagine it doesn't really allow that person to have the moment of being like, why do you like it? And oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're so excited about it. Or this is why
I chose this for you.
Yes, this is why I thought of this, or you asked for this, but this is why this makes more sense. And I think that just, obviously, yes, our Christmas goes on for a really long time.
There's a lot of us.
Because there's so many of us and we really talk through it, but for us, that's our preferred
To the point where we have to break for food.
Yes, which is, I don't know if I would have to break for food as early as we normally do. We have certain people who are hungry right off the rip. Lily. But rewinding even just slightly is on Christmas Eve, we have always done the tradition of us 4 kids sleeping up on our 3rd floor, which is me and my sister's floor. Was at the time, my room's still there. Duh. But we all sleep up there, and then Santa decorates the Christmas tree and sets out all of the presents on Christmas Eve, so there's this big reveal when we come down the next morning and see everything that wasn't there the day before. So the tree literally
does not come into the house until Christmas Eve, after everyone has gone to bed. Now, granted, they don't go to bed anymore. They hang out together somewhere else.
Which we really didn't go to bed for a while. We joke and laugh.
Except when you were really little and you were afraid if you didn't go to sleep.
There was a real fear.
Well, there was.
Yeah, we wanted those presents. So
heck yeah, you don't Santa pass you by.
No, but that's what we do for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, present time in the pajamas the whole day, and then Christmas Eve dinner. Do you want to speak to the menu?
Christmas Day
dinner. Sorry.
Jeez.
Speak to the menu.
Yeah, well, we do. Traditionally, we do one of two things. We do beef bourguignon, which is particularly my favorite because I can make it a day ahead and reheat, and it's actually even better. It takes a lot of pressure off because we've done Christmas morning. We've got to regroup, clean up the gift wrap, do the cheese board.
The last time we did beef bourguignon.
It was a couple years ago, but it's so much easier for me. Crusty bread, a beautiful salad, and then if we don't do that, we do a tenderloin, balsamic roasted beef,
which is unfortunately for Mom everyone's preferred meal.
Yes, it's balsamic roasted beef. It's a Barefoot Contessa recipe. We do a beautiful gratin potato or a favorite potato casserole with it. It's lovely, and with either, because they're both beef, we do some kind of decadent dessert. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's chocolate mousse, sometimes it's flourless chocolate cake. It's just whatever our mood is that year, but we don't stray very far from the traditional menu, which is just something lovely and feels elevated and just makes the moment feel like more of an occasion.
Well, and especially with, normally the person who's making the dinner is the person who orchestrated a lot of the day. It's good to have something that you kind of know like the back of your hand.
Right.
And can whip out and just know the pacing of it, the timeline.
Yes. My best advice is never, never, never make anything that you haven't made before when you're entertaining. Mm-hmm. Unless it's super casual and no one cares.
That's such a good point. Yeah. Because then it's like you're paying the price, and then also if you don't serve something good, you're like, oh my God, like I wish,
then you're beating yourself up. Yeah. Or you're just putting more stress on yourself because anytime you go through a recipe, the first time it takes longer.
There's really no reason to try something new.
Well, I could see the inspiration. Like, you see all this stuff coming across at this time of year. Like, oh, I should try that. I should try that.
The excitement can take you.
Try it ahead of time or don't try it at all.
It's a great... Because also, it takes 3 times as long.
Oh, for
even
sure.
Aside from the fact that you might mess it up.
Even when we're doing In Good Company, we always try something new.
Yeah.
It is... You just got to figure it out. You have to figure out what works, how the technique, the whole 9 yards.
I mean, it's well over... if not 1.5 times longer, double the time to make a new recipe, regardless, just because you're not familiar with it. Yeah, so to that point, yes, try it before or don't try it at all. But we highly recommend the recipes that we make. So I think, we have beef bourguignon on our website. I don't think we have balsamic roasted beef. Maybe we do. I have to double check.
Yeah, we'll look
Stay
into
tuned.
That.
Yeah, you'll know in the description if it's there. I will link the recipe if it is.
Right. So moving on, probably our favorite day of the season. Well, we love Christmas. Don't get me wrong, but we have always reserved December 26th for a day where we do not get out of our PJs. We're not hosting anyone. We don't leave the house. Back in the day, that was the day the Legos were built or the Barbie houses were assembled. Or
we were like opening toys at a rate almost unknown to man. You're like, I have to play with this. Okay, had fun with that. Okay, we're moving on to this. Let's go back to that now. It was like this frenzy. What do we do first?
Yeah, you couldn't even walk in my home.
No.
I mean, but anyway.
There was like sections in the living room for everything.
Just things happening. But even to this day, we do things. We build Legos because we love them. Mm-hmm. Or we do puzzles. Or we do nothing.
There was a lot of coloring last year.
A lot of coloring in front of the fire.
A lot of coloring.
And
Legos is always a thing.
For that, you and Dad sip eggnog.
Oh, yes. I love eggnog. It's like, I'm not normally like a really hard dairy girl, but I love...
She does. She loves her eggnog.
There's something about it.
Yes. And I sip champagne, and we just have a beautiful fire going all day long. And then we do raclette. And if you're unfamiliar with that, there's a machine. Would you call it a machine?
I was just wondering.
It's more like a griddle.
It's like, it is a machine, but it's more like a piece of cookware. It's an appliance. I think an appliance is a better way to say it.
That's a better word, yes.
I would have said machine too. An appliance, it's got a flat top and a rigid side on one end.
But you put it in the center of the table is the idea. Yeah. And you have everyone gathers around. And the ingredient, what you're doing essentially is you're melting cheese.
Because there's like a lower section for tiny little like pans.
And they're not expensive, a raclette maker.
You can find them on Amazon.
But the cheese melts, which is Gruyere, raclette, while you're doing your things on top. And the things you're doing on top on the griddle are prosciutto, potatoes, zucchini, onions.
Mm-hmm. We keep it pretty simple.
You put them on your plate, and when your cheese is melted, you drizzle it over. It is, first of all, the easiest meal ever, and second of all, it's fun because you're all gathered around it.
It's very interactive.
Everybody has their own techniques. Are you dicing your prosciutto? Are you butter?
And all the cook really has to do is slice the raclette, slice the onions,
pre-cook the potatoes,
and that's it. Because the prosciutto's already.
But then it all goes on top, and you're
basically like lightly grilling those.
But it's just fun. And it's easy, and it's comfort food at its finest.
I mean, who doesn't like cheese and potatoes? And onions? I mean, I can't pick what my favorite part is.
I'm already hungry.
I know. We're making French onion soup tonight, which is also a great recipe. Yes. Which is also a recipe we would recommend for December as well.
Oh, it's perfect. It's a great starter for, I've done that before, too, for Christmas dinner ahead of the tenderloin. Yeah.
I don't remember that. Yeah. Ahead of the tenderloin?
Yeah, like as a starter.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a big
And you can make that the day ahead, obviously, and reheat the soup. So, except for the, the bread and cheese part. But
wow, I don't know if I remember you doing that, but that sounds like a lot.
Well, the reason you don't remember me doing it is because it is a lot.
It happened one time.
Probably.
You're like,
but it's a great suggestion if you have it way more together than I do, and you probably do.
No one really has it more together than Kim, but the thing is not to be doing the most and to rather allow yourself as the hostess/host to enjoy the moment as much as your guests will.
Well, yeah, you don't want to be walking on your knees. It's just no fun.
Because, if you're the one putting it all together, why should you be the one having the worst time? That's never really made sense to me.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the worst time. It's just more, you're exhausted.
Well,
just
you
plain
don't really
exhausted.
Get to be as involved with the people that you also want to see.
Right.
Over the holidays.
Point.
So,
yes.
Yeah, the little things like that where, if you do a recipe, the back of your hand, then you don't really have to be hovering over your stove.
You know it's a success. You know it's a crowd pleaser.
You know when to pop into the kitchen. You know when you can leave and, converse and that kind of stuff. So
yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. I mean, those would be our recipe suggestions and general tips. Are we ready to move into New York?
Well, what are you wearing?
Jesus. I don't know.
Who does?
I don't know. I mean, I'm probably going to wear a dress. I've done so many sweaters with jeans/skirts/something that I'm like, New Year's and Christmas, if you've been watching the mini-series, is very different for us. Christmas is elevated and cute, but comfortable in a way. I mean, it's it's a cozy holiday.
Well, my vibe on that note is... For Christmas, I really want to be kind of irreverent. I'm doing a high-low. I'm doing a sparkly mock neck, sequin top, long sleeve. And I love mocks and turtlenecks. And then I'm just doing my favorite pair of jeans in black. Great heel. And so, because I'm going to be running around and, standing a lot and all that, I want to be comfortable. I want to be cute. I want to be fashionable. So that's my answer to that.
I think for me, I'm getting that as long as it fits the way I think it will. The option is either for Christmas or New Year's to wear the wrap dress with the sweetheart neckline which is
what color is it?
It's black.
Perfect.
Which is one of my favorite combos, which if you haven't tried it, you should. A wrap dress or a mini dress of any kind with maroon or sparkle tights. I have maroon tights, but I also got from Cezanne in my last order tights that have shimmer to them.
Oh.
So I could either wear the maroon tights with the wrap dress for Christmas and a black pump, or the black wrap dress with sparkle tights and a black pump for New Year's. So I have to decide which way. Because the dress would be good for either or.
I could wear the dress both times. Who cares?
I care. Because I want to turn a different look. Because I also have this top that I love. I wore in the first installment.
Oh, the feathers.
With the feathers, which is so... I mean, it could be both, but it's very much my vibe of something that's kind of subtle, but also kind of there's a pop to it in a way.
Right.
So it's deciding which holiday makes sense, but what is also going to play a role is where we are for New Year's. Because Mom is toying with the idea of not hosting. Which the only reason I wouldn't want to do that is because I love not
Andy
paying
Cohen.
for champagne and Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper taking shots all night long. And the Jonas Brothers have a 2026 stream that they're going to be performing a concert that I want to tune in for as well. But all that being said,
I think if we haven't already made New Year's plans, it's probably too late anyway. So we're probably going to be at home.
There you go. It's very fun at home. I don't know who's going to be there, but I actually don't care. I think I'm getting up to that age where
every
I'm
year
just
it's different.
We've had
we
years
might
where
have
it's just
a bunch in the beginning, and then
people
the younger
off.
kids go out and do their thing.
For me, I'm not really, the idea of going out on New Year's is not all that attractive to me.
Well, I feel like it's not the best night to get good service. That's a fact.
No, and I don't think it's the night that I'm not looking for a New Year's kiss. That's not what my 2026 has in store for me. I'm not looking for that. The bars are going to be packed. I don't think it's going to be anyone around my age anyways, so I'd much rather just watch my two gay friends cheers and do shots all night and hang out with my parents and then go home to my cat. I think that's the way I want to ring in the new year, because if you didn't know about me and my mom, we love manifesting, we love all the woo-woo things, astrology, whatever, and I want the best energy for 2026, which is
to start January 1st.
Yes, calm, at peace, in my own bed, in my own home, having had the best night of flowing champagne, laughs, and me watching the Jonas Brothers. What more can a girl ask for?
Because then we will be working on our vision boards.
Yes. Well, we have a lot on our vision boards, which we've been doing since 2019.
Wow.
Was our earliest board. We make actual physical boards. I know some people just do them digitally, but we do them actually physically, which I think is... We make them both, so you also have them on your desktop, but I think making them physically is a better way to really see it and, manifest it in person, touch it.
I agree.
Paste it. That kind of stuff, but we've been doing it. Yeah, for now this is going to be our 2026 board. So what is that? 7 years?
What did you say?
2019. Oh. My nose also will not stop itching. I don't know what it is. It looks like I was doing something in the bathroom, but I was not. I'm I just can't stop itching.
I don't know. Does that cause itchy?
No, it's you touch your nose a lot.
Oh.
Don't ask how I know that. I just get on weird sides of TikTok sometimes. I am very anti-drugs. Except if they're prescription for... I love taking medication for sicknesses. I don't like being sick. But what we're saying is we've been doing vision boards for a really long time, and we love them because the most fun thing is to see at the end of the year what actually came true. And whatever didn't, you just move it on to the next year, which is such an optimistic way of thinking.
What I think is so cool about them is I have a set mood. It's so funny how your mood kind of shifts. It's last year I was just feeling blue.
Mom's which we both are color oriented.
So I think January 1st.
You're itching your nose.
It's you.
I'm sorry.
No, I think what we should do on our next podcast is show our boards. Just show because mine are, last year's was solid blue. I was feeling very water. Let's go to the Hamptons. Very navy, Ralph Lauren shopping bags. Just hydrangeas. It's funny because what happens too is it's not as intentional as you may think. We just start pinning things on our own. Yeah, it's not a call at the beginning.
And you just
as you see it coming together, though, you know.
You're why am I gravitating toward this color?
One year it was pink, and I'm not a pink girl.
1 year it was orange for you.
1 year it was so orange.
It was so orange, which was also the year we tried the Aperol Spritz. Color.
Yes, and I had an Aperol Spritz on there before I even knew what it was.
Exactly, and what I think would be most valuable / impactful for our January calendar girls is to show everything from 2020 on of how far moments has come, because throughout all of those boards we've been manifesting different things
to happen in our lives
and be cool to show the past 5, what will now be 6 with our newest board. But yeah, it's funny because you'll just kind of start pinning and I like making like a list on my notes with check boxes for
like
all the things.
Some goals.
Because it's also fun throughout.
Aspirations.
Yeah. It's fun throughout the year, which I have been doing for the past probably only 2 or 3 years that I started doing this. But I will check off as the things come true throughout the year as well. And
that has to be the best feeling.
It's been crazy the past 2 years because, like, especially last year when I was making my vision board for this year, it was things that felt so impossible in New York, but I knew I'd wanted them, of like living alone and like adopting Wilma as my own and like, you know, being my own boss and being for the majority financially stable and things like that. And like as you're and like working on Moments full time, things that they felt delusional at the time. It was like, this would be amazing. I'm thinking big, big, big.
Well, you have to.
You have to.
Why
not?
And the
fact that I checked him off, I was like, I need to think bigger. I need to be like, I'm a millionaire. Like, oh my God, like we're, you know, Moments has like 1 million followers and like we're doing our own thing. And like, so it's going to be really interesting seeing what we put on our 2026 board because so much came true this year that I don't think we anticipated.
Mm-mm.
But there's so much more we want to do.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys are obviously a huge part of that. Like, we have so much on our minds that we really want to accomplish. You know,
and we're going to.
We're going to. And we're speaking it into existence. Yeah, we definitely want to travel more often. We want to go abroad. Mom, which, if you know this or don't know this, has never been out of the country before, which is actually a sin.
If you count Canada, but I really don't.
I don't count Canada. I mean, we can after we've been out of the country to be like, she's been to Canada. She's been all over the place. But we
want to write a cookbook.
We want to write a cookbook.
We have all the recipes.
We've got the name. So, we've had that for a long time. I don't know how many of you that's confused about being like, do they have a cookbook? Their Moments cookbook. But it's going to be a Moments cookbook, and then tentatively, but I think this is what we're working with, the subtext to that, or the subtitle, will be Recipes to a Life Well Lived, because it's not just...
It's not just going to be about
necessarily recipes and the food.
No, it's a way to create what we are all about, the entire experience. From setting the table to... whatever, the music you're playing to the environment that you're doing it in.
Tricks, things we've learned. And we also realized when even just a couple years ago when we were like, yeah, we should do that cookbook actually for real. We're like, oh, it's going to be seasonal, spring, summer, fall, winter.
Because we're very seasonally oriented, for sure, as you know, those of you who have been with us for a while.
But we recently were like, off of Calendar Girls, we're like, it should be monthly. Like, we should be breaking this down every month of the year. The recipes, so then you guys can feel like the same way you feel when you tune in for our new series.
When you open the book.
To be like, okay, new chapter. It's the start of October. It's the start of July.
Well, and I think...
lots to come. I'm going to check that we're recording. You keep talking.
That is why I need to live in a climate that has the seasons. Because I feel like the newness every season offers also comes month to month, where... that way you just don't get stuck in a rut. And you feel like, okay, I can have new experiences in February that I didn't have in January that are different from March.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think we've realized, like, how obvious the changes are over month to month since we've been doing Calendar Girls. It's like, oh my God, yeah, like the fall, there are 3 different stages to fall, 4 if you count August, which I do. So many different micro moments that you would miss if you're just like, oh, this is just fall.
This is fall.
How would you speak to that? How would you speak to pre-fall? How would you speak to the September back to school fall, spooky season fall,
God
Thanksgiving
forbid
fall?
we miss any of it.
And that's what we say. And I'm like, we couldn't. But that's why I think we've gained a new appreciation, but that's why it makes so much sense for a cookbook, because we're like, I wouldn't make the same thing necessarily in July as I would make in August.
Well, no, it's
February.
different produce.
Yeah, totally.
You like that's specifically July, August, but
that's also true. Are you like right in the sun right now? You keep kind of like slowly leaning. I'm just glad we have sun, because around this time, if it was gray, we would be like slowly moving into darkness.
Well, that's why we also love the snow. It's just I had all my blinds open. Well, when we What day did we wake up to all that snow? It started on Thanksgiving morning or the night before?
No, it was the night before, right? Because Thanksgiving we woke up crazy.
We go to our best friends. The kids grew up together for Thanksgiving, and they only live a few streets over. And my husband has a big, heavy car. And we were sliding everywhere. But the point is the white vista is so invigorating.
Yeah. Well, and
so much better than gray.
Well, and we're being told we're going to definitely have a white Christmas this year, but also that it's going to be absolutely frigid, which personally I'm not bothered by because I'm not having to walk everywhere like I would be in New York. If I still lived in New York and they were saying that, I'd be like, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Like now,
or slip on ice.
Or slip and die. I'm in and out of the car. I'm not carrying my groceries 6 blocks with ungloved hands because I forgot gloves. Like, there's so many different things that I'm like, I feel like I'm like a free spirit. I'm like, whatever it brings. I'm like, Mother Nature, here we go.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Literally, I'm like, this, whatever it needs to be. But it's easy to say when you work from home, obviously, which we do. So we're a little biased, but at the same time, it's just so cool to see the season changing. And, January, we've got so much to talk about, which a lot of people are like, I can't wait for Calendar Girls, January and February, because that's when it's really going to matter for me. And I'm really going to need you guys to tell me how to romanticize that. And I'm like, oh no. I'm like, I don't know what we're going to say either. Because, for January, we're going to talk about how we go skiing, but it's not like a pack up and go skiing. It's like, yeah.
Oh, wait, come on. No one's going to tune in if you,
They're going to tune in, but they're going to be like, yeah, I wish.
Oh, we're going to have stuff to say.
We're going to have stuff to say.
We're going to have good stuff.
And so much of it.
So much. And we're going to have recipe content, which honestly,
I think that's going to be the thing. It's like, cook your way into happiness.
Well, seriously, remember when we did 12 days of soup?
It was 12 days of pizza. Okay, we also did 12 days of soup too. That was a lot.
Fun.
12 days of pizza was crazy. Our family, we did that 3 Decembers ago, and our family was like, no more pizza. No more pizza. But we forced ourselves.
We have some fabulous pizza recipes.
We should do that in January, though. Not 12 days of pizza. We should do soups again, because it was a fun challenge.
Season.
And I think it would be a great way to get content.
We could also include chili, stew.
It's liquids.
Well, no, one dish, one bowl. One bowl, pot, 1 spoon.
1 bowl, 1 spoon?
That's what we could call our next In Good Company.
1 bowl, 1 spoon. I like that.
We'll work on it.
Because I think it would be a way for us to create content and be like, January Calendar Girls, guess what? We're giving you an agenda because there's nothing to do this month. We're all cooking 1 bowl, 1 spoon. Oops, all month. All month long, all you're doing is cooking, period. And, it would create content for us.
On those terrible days when you really don't want to go out, cooking is fun. And the house smells good.
Well, and maybe the New Year's challenge is for us to influence people into romanticizing cooking at home, because what else are you going to do?
Thank you for joining us for the behind the scenes ruminating on what we're going to do for you next.
This is how
I'm sure it's riveting.
Sounds. I mean, it might be. This is how it actually sounds. We go back and forth, say, I like that, but I like that, but I like that, but, until we finally have chipped off enough of the original idea.
On that note, though, geez, the best was we came up with this brilliant title.
This was another episode. November was not a good month.
So you know what I'm going to talk about?
Yeah, November was not a good month.
Yeah, so we came up with this brilliant title because, like we said, we are deeply ingrained in the dirty martinis. Yes. And we had this great title for our last In Good Company episode, which we forgot to use. What was it? Shaken and stirred.
Because we were supposed to be drinking dirty martinis and making pumpkin a la vodka, which
shaken and stirred, right?
For.
Beautiful.
Shaken and stirred.
And it was episode that pumpkin a la vodka was absolutely the right recipe. It was a beautiful concept that we forgot to
The episode was so unfortunately chaotic and terrible, and it stopped filming.
I think
it
was our worst one ever.
I forgot to post it. But I think that was the point.
For the best.
Literally, November, you guys got nothing from us. You got no visual calendar, girls, no video. You got no
and
In Good Company.
The calendars are so cute. Did you do a December one?
In November, yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna be doing the January one for the Substack, which is coming out tomorrow at the time of you seeing this. Unless you saw it after the date of posting.
I'm in charge of writing the Substack, and there's a lot of construction going on at my house, and I literally could not string two thoughts together today.
I felt like
they blew a water line, they bashed in my kitchen wall. That was just the people who are working on my foyer, okay? But then my street is completely torn up, and I wake up at 7:30 this morning to a jackhammer right in front of my house. Meanwhile, my foyer guys are showing up today. I've been waiting for them to come back. They're Amish, and they came once, and then they never came again. I didn't know what was going on. Well, I found out it's hunting season.
For the Amish.
For the Amish. And so they were hunting instead of doing my foyer in time for Christmas.
They had to feed their family.
I know. I felt like a terrible person because I do want them to eat all winter.
But we also have a foyer to finish.
But also I have a blog post to write, a Substack to write.
Well, I felt like
and
you
was
finally
having a lot of trouble.
Like during the entirety of me living in Manhattan, sans 1 week.
Oh, the street
had jackhammering the whole time, and
they started working on her street when she moved in, and they were still working on it when she moved out.
And that was 7 months, something like that.
Right in front of her apartment building.
And like in front of my bedroom specifically, where you're trying to narrate audio for audiobooks and you're trying to do moments, and in the background it's like the whole time. So I was so empathetic for Mom's experience today, because I was like, I've been there. I've done that. It is awful. There's no escape. It feels like it's inside your head.
Well, and it sort of was when the people went through my kitchen wall accidentally.
Then it was inside her home.
It was.
Believe it or not.
I walked into my kitchen to get a glass of water, and there was stuff all over the floor. It was what is going on?
Who did that?
Fix one thing, ruin another.
Yeah, we've been having it's been a tough couple weeks in that regard.
Yeah,
but
it's been a lot of distraction.
We're keeping our heads held high because we have, let's just be happy it's sunny. We have hopefully a lot of really exciting stuff on the horizon.
We do.
Moments-wise for 2026, and we are so excited to bring you guys with us and to tell you all about it. And I mean, it's just like, it feels very real right now, which is kind of what me and Mom were talking about, like with all you guys here and actually watching this long form thing the whole way through. There were 25 people that had us as their #1 podcast at the Spotify Wrapped, which we can see from the back end because we're creators.
Wow.
But 25 of them, and over 250 people, we were in their top 5. Which is, it might sound small to some people, but to us, it's like
huge.
I mean, we only have so many people watching this, and the fact that people even liked it enough to, watch it all the way through and be a fan, we're very grateful. And the only reason we can do what we do is because
we've said it before. It's a labor of love. We love what we do. And
we wouldn't have done it for the past 5 years. I mean,
because basically with no,
I mean, we hit 100,000 followers in a year from 2024 to 2025. So
we were doing all of the back stuff just for the joy of doing it.
I mean, we didn't even have 1,000 followers until the top of 2024. So the past 2 years have been all of our growth, but it really speaks to the fact that we love what we do, and we love doing it for you guys, and we love that you take away something from it and find comfort. I mean, the fact that anybody even says that we're comfort creators to them, I'm like, I don't know what's super comforting about us kind of like yelling back and forth at each other and laughing and like being chaotic in the kitchen, but I love that it is.
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
We're not complaining, but yeah, we've
got
a lot ahead.
So we're excited about the holidays. We hope yours is magical. I mean, we really try to create a nostalgic experience at home just because, it's that feeling where you're a kid and you can remember that feeling of pure, sheer joy.
Yeah.
And if you can recreate that in your lives, do it.
Well, you can, is the thing, the feeling that you had, it's not gone forever. We've made videos about that.
Right.
It's important for you to see what brings you joy and just go and do it and recreate that for yourself.
So we will be doing that this holiday with our family, and
you'll be seeing many snippets.
Keep your loved ones close.
Yes, and stay warm. And we will see you again in the new year.
Yeah.
In 2026
see
is the next
time 2026.
You'll be seeing us at this table.
Can't wait.
All right. Bye,
Merry
guys.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
See you in 2026. Bye. Wow, we actually recorded that one in full.